Greetings and welcome to Mount Olympus. I am Hercules Invictus, and today on Hercules and the Space Gods, I welcome you to the Cerulean Sphere. With my intrepid explorers of mysteries arcane and ancient, we'll be looking at the blue heavens and the celestial beings who are also blue that inhabit them, and many related topics. So borrowing something I learned from my good friend Paul, who is here, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves and say a couple of sentences about yourself. So we'll start with Paul.
Thank you. I'm Paul Del Roberts. I'm a former paranormal investigator. Actually, I investigated all things paranormal. I write books, ebooks, and I write for about 5 paranormal magazines. And I'm easy to find, so just Google Paul Del Roberts. That's it.
Thank you very much. And Paul is very versatile. In addition to his work in the paranormal field, he is also a luminary in the skies of popular culture. And he's an official real world superhero.
Oh, thank you.
Now we move on to Setna of Khemet.
And here I am in Khemet.
Welcome.
I am the high priest of the Pernateru temple. That is my primary function in life. I am one of the columnists or full-time writer for Today's Witch magazine, where you can find me very easily. I have about 9 articles in by now. They're very happy with me. They're also publishing my new book, which will be called The Serpent Wore Two Crowns. Should be out the way we're talking now, probably in the summer, and I'm excited about that. You can reach me easily here. You can reach me on Facebook at Michael K. Waterman, my other incarnation. You can get me at Phone a Wizard, because I'm the wizard of Phone a Wizard. And I think that'll do it for right now.
Okay, thank you. And now we go to Alan Greenfield, the legendary, the mysterious, the outer space guru.
And the beings are doing that thing, because all I see in my little slot on the screen is some green grass. Are they trying to imply I'm pushing up daisies? No, I'm still here. If you can see me, shout out.
Well, there is kind of a blur on the left side of the screen. Do that again. Yeah, you were there. I saw you, kind of.
Well, let me move back and forth, I guess. Okay. So I'm Alan Greenfield. I write books. I do essays. I have enough essays put together to do a new anthology if I can sell it. So hold on, people. If you want one of my existing books, probably go to Amazon, or, as I like to say, wherever fine books are being sold. Oh, I just saw my hand. That must be
saw your hand too. It's a start. And Alan is going to be the subject of a series on all the books that he's written, which will be launching as soon as we can coordinate things with the publisher. So I'm greatly looking forward to that. Lots of people that I have met and interacted with over the years know Alan or know of Alan. So this is very exciting, and we'll be doing the same with all of you in the not too distant future. And with that, we go to Ammon.
Well, hello there, Hercules, and hello, everybody. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hey, my name is Ammon, and I grew up a soccer player and a baseball player. But in the 2nd grade, I discovered that I could sing and sing fairly well. So I pursued a degree in music from UC Irvine, which I got that degree in Bachelor of Music and Vocal Performance. I'm a singer. I'm also an artist, and most recently, a writer. I'm writing I'm finished with my first book. It's called The League of Azure Blue Angels. We're talking about blue entities, blue angels. And the digital copy, or the digital version of that, is coming out in about 2 to 3 weeks, and the hard copy in about a month or so. So I'm really excited about that. It's called The League of Azure Blue Angels. My wife and I have been seekers, spiritual seekers, spiritual explorers in theosophy. Church Universal and Triumphant, Rosicrucianism, and most recently the Urantia book. And glad to be a guest on Hercules' shows since 2016. Thank you, Hercules.
It's been a good decade and great journey so far, and I anticipate it'll be a great journey from this point henceforth as well. Thank you.
Hope so. Thanks.
And now we have a relative newcomer to our company, Michael Kopf. Greetings, Michael. Introduce yourself and let us know what you're all about.
So I'm Michael Kopf. I am fairly new to Hercules. I think this is my 4th or 5th episode with you all. Paul introduced me to Hercules, and I'm grateful for that. And I am a metaphysical paranormal investigator, author, and podcast host. And I love delving into the unexplained and the esoterics. And I am super excited to be here tonight. And little known secret that I will share with you all, that today is not only the Ides of March, but it also happens to be my birthday. So
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Pisces, no
To
wonder.
you,
Oh, there
many
you are.
more.
And Alan is with us.
Alan is kind of there, yeah.
Psychedelic Alan is with us.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it was the technical difficulty was I hadn't taken the little spy thing off of my camera
Ah, okay.
because I'm technically illiterate, although my soul is free.
Thank
And
you.
now, Hercules, you need to introduce yourself.
I am Hercules Invictus. I am a Greek. I am a paranormal investigator. I am an author. I am a lecturer. I've worked mostly in the human services for much of my career life and in education. And I've been sharing my weird adventures with the world since I was a teenager. My first gig in public was with the United Lodge of Theosophists, where I talked about Hercules and the Zodiac. And it's kind of continued through there, sometimes quietly in people's parlors or houses, and sometimes publicly in libraries or schools. So now I had a television show for a while. I made a movie. Now I'm a podcaster. And I hope I'm all of your friend, because you guys are awesome, and I always look forward to interacting with you.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have to say. And
So
since we have Ammon here, or Ammon, I'm pronouncing that wrong, and he's almost finished with his book on the Blue Angels, why not give us an introduction to the book? And this one we can look forward to coming out very soon.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Hercules, thank you so much. It's it's pronounced Ammon. It's like the name Ramon without an R. Without an R. Yeah, Ammon. But you know, it's pronounced 5 different ways, and I don't mind. So if you want to say Ammon or Amen or Ammon or whatever, it's fine with me.
I will say
Well,
Ammon.
what's that?
I will say Ammon henceforth.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Well, yes, I want to keep this upbeat because you know, today is kind of a special day for me. It's your birthday, Michael, and was it Michael, right?
Yes.
Yeah, your birthday and Ides of March. Little interesting there, but today is and I'm sorry, please forgive me, guys. I'm a little bit nervous today because today is the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Diane.
I'm
Sorry.
My
sorry.
beautiful wife. Thank you, guys. My beautiful wife, Diane, passed away on March 15th of last year. And so, you know, Alex and I went out to kind of celebrate, my nephew, Alex, kind of went out to celebrate a little bit at a Chinese place. So trying to keep it upbeat. She's busy. She's got a beautiful, beautiful new life with the father and the mother in their loving embrace. So I'm very happy for her. And we connect a lot. You know, as Edgar Casey says, the departed and the deceased build a bridge. When the departed departs, they build a bridge, and they even have a language. So Diana and I definitely have a language. And we have kind of been together in her own way, with this bridge, um, writing a book, writing our first book. We started actually when she was in the flesh, called The League of Azure Blue Angels. It's the story of our life together, mostly our spiritual journey together, with a little bit of biography thrown in. But it talks about our spiritual journey, our journey with the celestials, our celestial friends, our ministry, our love, of course. So, you know what I put in the book, Setna? I put in the book what you said in one of our earlier shows. You said, oh, this is kind of like your love song to your wife. And, you know, in the conclusion, I actually put that in the book, Michael. I put, this is my ultimate love song to my beautiful wife and twin flame. So thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
And,
Ammon. Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
Toward the book, in chapter 24, as a matter of fact, and by the way, the book will be coming out, like I said, in a couple weeks digitally, about a month or so paperback. But chapter 24, which is one of the final chapters, is called A Visitor from the Sun. And it talks about Diane's experience that she had with a blue angel. His name is, the name he gave us is Azure Blue. Well, for about a year and a half or two before she passed away, she had been working with the celestial being whom we know in the Greek as Hestia. So Hestia was coming to her and like kind of helping her and comforting her and giving her some guidance, especially to rest and some health things, you know, toward the end of her life, because she was kind of winding down a little bit. But Hestia would announce herself with stars and swirly shapes, kind of like I call it a star signature or a calling card. She would announce to Diane in Diane's field of vision, she would announce her presence with these stars and these shapes. And then she would talk to Hestia, and Hestia would talk to her and give her advice, and so on and so forth. But on October 6th, she had the lights come on, but the lights were a little different, and the shapes. And I just wanted to read just a tiny little excerpt of her encounter with this angel, Azure Blue, that she had on October 6th, 2024. And this would have been about 6 months before her passing, which was on March 15th, 2025. And this is from our book. This is from chapter 24, A Visitor from the Sun. And this is what Diane relayed to me. Early in the morning on Sunday, October 6th, at about 9:30 a.m., I saw the lights come on again. Usually when Hestia comes to communicate with me, I see slithering blue lights consisting of triangles that are about 2 or 3 feet long. The lights move around like a dragon or in a serpentine motion. The lights are narrow at the bottom, like the tail of a comet, or the way a whale's tail tapers at the end. This time the lights were different. They were very small and measured only about 8 inches long. They were the same overall shape as Hestia's lights in the way they tapered at the tail end, but not all the blue lights consisted of triangles. I noticed a difference with these lights. I did not feel it was Hestia. When I asked who had come, a visitor replied that they were on the sun, the S-U-N, sun. I recognized immediately that the entity was a male, so I knew it was not Hestia. He said he was having a hard time communicating with me. I asked him if Hestia was there. He said no. Somehow I knew it was a male entity. He said he came to talk to me this morning. He told me he wanted me to rest, kind of like what Hestia did, wanted me to rest for a while and then take a walk and rest a little bit more. Well, at first she thought it was Gabriel because since 2013, Diane and I had been working with Archangel Gabriel and other celestials, but it turned out to be this Azure Blue, and he is in charge of the League of Azure Blue Angels, who has a headquarters on Venus. And with his celestial consort, Azurelina, they both have a home on Neptune. But even though the League of Azure Blue Angels is headquartered on Venus, Azure Blue works a lot with Gabriel and others on the sun. And he says he's a watcher and that he watches certain people and watches over certain people throughout our solar system. And he said he and his consort Azurelina would be watching over Diane and me for a number of years, even after our death. And they even welcomed us into their celestial family, which is really nice. And so that gave Diane, I think, a lot of comfort, and me too. And I think the angels that came after Azure Blue and Azurelina, like this angel named King Kaiser, an angel Queen Lila, and other blue angels of the League of Azure Blue Angels and other angels from blue groups, I think they provided her some comfort. And I think actually, from what I have been receiving, that they escorted her to her new life with in the embrace of the father and mother. So that's in the book. There are other things in the book, but that's her experience and our experience with the angels that came toward the end of her life to give her comfort. And today is her 1-year anniversary. I know she's having a wonderful time, and I've been told that she's working hard, and that we have that language together, which I'm so happy about. So it's a good day. Thank you very much for letting me express that, Hercules.
We will dedicate this show and our endeavor with the cerulean sphere to Diane.
Thank you. Thank you.
I miss Diane, and I'm glad that she's in a good place.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now we will go to someone who's written of sorcerers and sorcerers. Not sorcerers or sorcerers, but sorcerers and sorcerers. Alan.
Okay, I'm going to use my time to give a series of propositions.
Okay.
First proposition is there are a scattering but significant number of cases where large blue aliens who are variously identified have been seen by credible witnesses. So nothing that I am saying is to deny that those experiences happen. Those who follow my stuff know that there are subjective factors in all sightings of ultra terrestrials, as John Keel referred to them, and as I picked up the habit from him. That is observation one. There are sightings of blue aliens. They're not the usual thing, and certainly they are not the pejorative little green men thing, but there are tall, extraordinarily tall beings that have manifested to a number of people all over the world, and they are blue skin. Point number two: what color do people associate with the Earth above all other colors?
Blue.
Exactly, because the big blue marble viewed from space,
The cerulean
the
sphere.
yeah, well, they're almost certainly people at any distance from the moon, most notably, since that's the only place so far that earthly astronauts have been to a long time ago, before my kids were born. So it is a long time. What they see is this beautiful blue marble, which became a show on uh, public television in the children's television workshop. It was called the Big Blue Marble. So take that into account. And thirdly, there have been manifestations throughout history of blue ethereal beings, as has been discussed here, that can be construed as angelic in nature. I can't think of a single instance where something really negative has shown up. The Hindu god Vishnu is always depicted as blue, and in fact, when I was going through a very difficult time in my life, let's see, circa 1980, 81, I saw Vishnu. Now, I am not a believer in the Hindu gods per se, or any of that particular form, but I saw the guy, and he offered me his third eye, and I panicked because I thought, I've only done a couple of times in my life, I'll never be the same if I take this. And the minute I feared he receded, and I thought, damn, I've blown my chance. That turned out not to be true, thankfully, but it was as real as any of you are right now. So those are the propositions that I have. The angelic / godlike beings, the dominant color of the planet on which we all live, and also, I guess there is one additional point that I should make in the mind control category, which is there is so much, far more than the actual sightings, fictional material, as Hercules will attest, in the Stargate universe, but also in Star Wars universe, and going back to as far as the original Star Trek, in the Star Trek universe, in fictional form, there are many, many blue aliens of various sizes and shapes, nothing like what people have actually reported, but going back to basically the dawn of television science fiction, that are blue-skinned beings, including some really nice female blue-skinned beings, but that's neither here nor there. So that's my rant. Take it for what it is. I'm not sure what to make of it, except that reality, in the broader sense, is always reflected in our fiction.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Thank you, Alan. And a aside, originally when I came up with the term cerulean sphere, I was thinking of the big blue marble. I like the way that sounded. Not that I was a fan of the TV show, but like, how can I say this in a more spiritual or occult way? And the cerulean sphere popped into my mind. So that's where that came from. Thank you, sir. And now we will move to Paul.
All right, Hercules, it looks like people are attracted to blue. I mean, I'm looking in my room. Everybody, come on into my room. Come on. Right here is the superhero, the legendary Dark Silhouette, and he's all blue. You can see that. It was my first comic book, my first and only comic book, but somehow I was attracted to blue. Then I'm looking back here. There's a blue cross. Here's a blue thing that my wife created, a movie poster blue. When I skydived, blue. Everything's blue. So it seems like people are attracted to blue. And when I think of blue aliens, the first thing I think about is Whitley Strieber. Whitley Strieber claims that he encountered not only the grays, which is close to blue, but he did encounter blue extraterrestrials. He says some of them glowed. They were taller than the grays, but then he saw some that were short and stocky. They were working with the grays. He also met some insect type beings. He believed that they were interdimensional, and these blue extraterrestrials had strong psychic and telepathic abilities. So, yeah, Whitley Strieber, he encountered blue aliens. When I was stationed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, 1974, I was walking with two other soldiers, and we were going in the town of Columbia. And up in the sky were six blue discs in geese formation. And one of the soldiers looks at me, he goes, "Geese?" I go, "How can that be geese? They're glowing blue and they're disc shaped." So, yeah, he goes, "UFOs?" I go, "Yeah, those are freaking UFOs, man." And then we're like looking at it. Then all of a sudden they erratically just took off in different places at supersonic speed. And I said, those were definitely UFOs, and our mind were just blown. Come to find out later on in life, I found out on the East Coast, a lot of military installations were under observation of UFOs. People were seeing UFOs near military bases all over on the East Coast during the 70s. Angel encounters, and I think this is close to Blue Angels. It was probably in 1998. My ex-wife, her niece, and my son, we went to the Sacramento River beach, and I was on one of those little life rafts, and I'm laying in the water. It's a nice, beautiful day. My ex-wife was playing volleyball with her niece and my son, and all of a sudden, here comes this speedboat, and it rocks the water. My life raft, if I think that's what it's called, life raft, whatever, that I'm laying on, it flips over, and I start going under. I'm a terrible swimmer, terrible. And I went all the way to the bottom. And then all of a sudden, I felt two hands on my chest, and I was being pushed up onto the beach. And I said, "Oh my God." And I looked at my ex wife. I said, "Didn't you guys see me? I was drowning." And they're all laughing. "Oh, sure you were." I go, "No, I was." And I believe that was an angel. And also, too, the reason why I say blue is because as I came out of the water, it was like a blue flash.
Mm.
And I don't, yeah, and I believe that's somehow connected. And one other time I think that an angel helped me, and I was in Lake Tahoe, and that was in 1979. I saw a rabbit across the road, and I was avoiding hitting the rabbit. And I went over the cliff, and it rolled over about, I think, 7 times. When the policeman got there, he says, "You should have died. You should be dead." But somehow I miraculously came out of the car, and I felt like I had cushion all around me. And again, it was like that blue flash. So I didn't see a figurine or any kind of humanoid or anything like that. But I believe that blue flash could have been an angel. I'm not sure, but it was also too. It's kind of interesting if you believe in ancient aliens and the Hindu god Vishnu. He's blue, and he represents a calm demeanor. He's wise. Another blue god from India is Shiva, which represents destruction and transformation. Blue, if you look at it, blue represents calm, relaxation. I think of the beach, all that blue ocean, trust, loyalty, and authority. And even in pop culture, you see blue everywhere. You got the Smurfs, you got Sonic the Hedgehog, you got Superman, you got my character, you got Beast from X-Men. You got Bluey. You got Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon. And you got Disney's Genie from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got blue everywhere. So yeah, so I think blue really connects to us, to our psychic and everything else. And somehow, some way, and I believe that angels are connected to that color. That color calms you because I was panicking when I was drowning. I would have been dead, but I felt those hands that pushed me right up to the beach. So anyway, that's my story.
Thank you. I'm glad the Blue Angels were there for you. And Ammon should maybe interview you for the next edition of his book on the Azure Angels, because
There you go.
Yeah.
Sure. Testimony.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
now we'll move to Setna of Khemet.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
As you know, the Nile god, Hapi, is also blue. And this is his time. The Nile will go into inundation very soon and flood the Nile. And Ammon, I have something special. I came here for you. I had a feeling you were going to mention Diane. My spirit guides told me what was happening. And so, what I want you to do, if you would, is focus on my crystal. This is a cerulean blue sphere, and it is healing and helping. This sphere works to give people comfort, healing vibrations, an overall feeling of being alive. Green is life, that's true, but we know that blue, like the Blue Cross, is for healing. And so I use these spheres, this crystal, to give that energy to the people of the earth. I take this and my role as a high priest very seriously. And I use these things every day to help heal people. So focus on this crystal, please, Ammon, and understand that I understand as an Osirian who is a lord of those of the underworld, those who have passed on, that I understand that this is to bring people together. Think of it also as a mirror between life and death. And you'll see Diane, and you'll know that she's well, that's true, but you'll know it sincerely, that it is true from what I see. Can you see the inner core of that crystal?
Yes.
And you can see that it's moving.
Yes.
That's the life force you see coming to you. That was
Yes.
what I wanted to be here for. I didn't tell anyone, but I wanted this to be for you. I'll close it now. And you'll feel the calm and the serenity now. And that will fill your energy. And that's all I wanted to do. I came here to take care of that energy for you, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
I wore black today. I don't usually look like the Crypt Keeper, but today I do. And I wore black today, more or less for the end of negativity. Black sends negativity back to its core, to its source. That's why most Western European priests wear black and nuns and such. But it takes away the negativity from touching someone. Blue is healing, black is repelling negativity. And that's why I'm wearing this today, to send away all the terrible negative vibes. This was the day that a certain dictator was slain in 44 BC, Julius Caesar. He pushed himself a little too far, and he was so full of himself. And finally, the Roman people said no more. And they did that in the guise of those senators. And yes, that was all destroyed. But there was, after that, Pax Romana, 500 years of peace in Rome. So in a way, Caesar sacrificed himself so that the negativity would go.
Thank you for dispelling the negativity and bringing us healing energy, Setna. That was very kind and considerate of you to do this ritual for Ammon.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to just say one really quick thing, guys. Edgar Casey says that on the year anniversary when the departed, the year anniversary of the departed, after having departed, that there is a sign that the departed gives to the loved one. Last night I had a dream with Diane in it, and Michael, she said to me, she said, "You better be on that radio program." She did.
And now you know why.
Yes, thank you very much for that. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank
It
you.
would be nice if she talked to Olive.
Where is Olive?
Good question.
Olaf is in an Olaf place doing Olaf things.
Well, so mote it be. We can't say that that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just an Olaf thing.
Still love Olaf, though. He's a great guy. I've known him for very many years.
He's a dear, dear, wonderful, powerful man. I'm glad that I got a chance to meet him.
Onwards to Michael Kopf.
Well, I just want to say, not only is this the Ides of March, but it also is the death of a distant cousin of mine who Michael just referenced. I am actually related to Julius Caesar. So how ironic, I'm born on the day he died.
Wow.
Yeah,
How are you
Michael,
related to him? Which ancestor of yours is related to him? I'm interested.
My dad.
So you're Italian.
I'm Italian, French, Scottish, Irish, Norwegian, Ukrainian by the fact that it was the Kievan Rus Empire. So technically Russia, technically Ukraine. So yeah, pretty much a European mix.
Julius Caesar came from near the hills, so up in near Tuscany, actually. So that's interesting.
Yes, and I have another blue aspect for you all that I want to share.
And happy
Michael,
birthday, by the way, again.
Thank you.
Michael, I just got to say one thing. You also to share your birthday with my sister Sharon. Her birthday is March 15th, the Ides of March.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm honored, Paul.
Yeah, and me and my sister don't get along, so don't worry about it.
I don't get along with one of my sisters either, so
Hey,
I'm
listen,
with you
Paul.
on that one.
Paul, you can have my sister. I don't get along with her either.
But there is a blue that I wonder how many of you remember hearing about. It was announced in a movie in, I believe, 1984 called Dune.
Oh my God,
yeah.
one of my favorite movies, of
And
course.
the
One of my
water
favorite.
of life that he
Water of
drinks
life.
to unlock his full potential
Yeah.
was blue.
Right.
Made
That's
from a
right.
sacrificed baby sandworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's another blue reference for you. And another aspect of blue that I found interesting is a friend of mine, William Henry, talks about blue apples. And when he mentions blue apples, it's symbolic of a lost spiritual technology and supernatural power. So Mary Magdalene is attached to the Blue Angels, and so is Saint Francis is associated a lot of times with seeing blue apples. So there's another blue aspect for you all. And I grew up with the stories of the blue avians, and I always thought it was interesting hearing about how they came with the felines, and they were humanoids that were birds that were blue, and they were prominent in South America area and Central America, and then just disappeared from history. And so it's interesting, all the different blues that are out there, and there are other blue races out there that are the blue avians, blue Syrians from Sirius B, the blue rays, and blue Lemurians. So blue is very much in our history and in our culture. And what I find the most interesting about it too is, when we feel like, or I say when I feel like celebrating something, or I feel like I need a little extra uplifting energy, I'll put on a blue shirt or blue pants, and it helps raise my energies. And I actually have blue eyes, and what I found interesting, I always thought it was really cool having blue eyes and how special that was. And then in elementary school, they taught us in the biology class, well, people who have blue eyes is because they have no pigment color in their eyes. And I was like, well, that kind of takes the specialness out of it. But I was like, forget that. I am owning that I have really cool blue eyes. And I always find it too interesting when, now that we have AI, whenever I type in like spiritual being or aura energy, a person showing their aura energy, they always depict the person, no matter male or female, with blue eyes.
Michael, I
And
got to
so,
tell you something real quick. Scientists just recently found out that all blue-eyed people share a common ancestor. Every blue-eyed person that you encounter is your relative.
So how many people here? I have blue eyes. You have blue eyes. Michael Kopf has blue eyes. Anybody else have blue eyes?
No.
Yeah,
Ammon.
I do.
My
Mine are
dad
blue.
did.
Mine are blue green.
Close enough.
My my sister's married to a blue-eyed guy, but
Nice.
there's not no
Okay.
connection. Yeah.
I,
And
I have a couple of other associations that I just came to mind.
Okay.
One, you were alluding to it, Michael, um, which is the brightest star in the sky is Sirius, and many cultures all over the world, going back to, well, at least to the agricultural revolution, so called, back in 12,000 years ago, uh, carefully watched the sky for the helical rising of Sirius, which is it rises more or less just before the sun rises, and that marks the beginning of summer. And of course, the Earth may be a big blue marble, but a very much bigger blue marble is the visible to the naked eye brightest star in the sky, the blue
Hmm.
star Sirius. And uh, many of the ancient monuments that are considered to be have an astronomical function, arguably even including the latest thing they've accidentally kicked over in Anatolia, um, are oriented so that they know when the helical rising of Sirius happens because it inaugurates the dog days of summer. Dog days, of course, having to do with the dog star. There's even in my occult tradition of the rites of Memphis, that's not Elvis in Tennessee, that's Memphis in ancient Egypt. There is a degree that has been suppressed. I thinking about reviving it. I don't know why it was suppressed, but it appeared in 19th century documents and then it stopped appearing. So go figure. But it's the night of Sirius, and the password is Sirius, and the countersign is Sothis, which is Sirius in Greco-Egyptian lore. So, these, and then there's the whole thing with the Dogon and the beings from Sirius. And all of that is the great blue star that shines brighter than any other in our skies.
Sotis is Isis, and they think that she descended from one of the planets that come around from Sirius. So she's also called the green goddess and the blue goddess. But she, being Sotis, gave birth to the goddess Bast, the cat goddess.
And I'm a Lemnian Greek. Lemnos is the island of Amazons that the Argonauts landed on, carried for around a couple of years, and repopulated the island. And their children ruled Lemnos until there was a revolt and they were thrown out. And they went down to the Dogon tribe and intermarried with them. So a lot of their lore about the Kabiro, which are called the Nomo in Dogon mythology, came from there, as well as their lore on Sirius. And it seems that the Nomo interactions or the Kabirian interactions continued into their day as well.
And to piggyback on Alan, when he mentioned, Earth being the blue planet, Neptune is actually, when you look at it, astronomically and zodiac wise, they actually do say this is the blue planet. And so we have two blue planets actually.
Well, that's cool.
And Neptune is the god of the deep. And the deep, when it is, well, this is small p, Pacific, is blue. Whereas when it gets churned up, it turns darkling. As Homer put it in the epics, the darkling sea.
Yeah,
The wine dark sea, yeah.
And the Nile at its source is the Blue Nile. And it's
yeah, I was going to mention that as well. There's the White Nile and the Blue Nile. And I guess it's because during the inundation, which has been sort of interfered with by a Soviet-built dam,
which should never have happened.
Should never have happened.
KP is annoyed with that.
Yeah, well, the Ethiopians don't like it, and I don't like it. I don't think I can. I don't have an army, and the Ethiopians do. And in any case, it's a disaster, and it caused disruptions. And there were frantic. I remember this. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when they built the dam in order to create Lake Nasser.
Yes.
That commie bastard. Don't quote me on. They had to move some of the great relics of the narrow part of the Nile in that
Abu Simbel.
Yeah, I watched it being lifted up. Great work by the engineers, but it should never have been displaced.
They lost half the temple.
Yes, exactly.
And the temple of Philae, of Isis at Philae, the island of Philae, was underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason you have the temple, the chapel at Dendor in Metropolitan Museum, is that was underwater, and the Egyptians just kindly gave it to us.
There are divers that are still finding relics from various periods, some of them far, far older than Ramesses and the Ramesside pharaohs, that are submerged there as a result of a lake for the late Mr. Nasser.
Alan, you're speaking my love language. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's part of mine too. The Rite of Memphis, which I, am grand Kopf of for the moment, till the end of the month anyway, is based in large part on Greco-Egyptian tradition, which in turn probably dates from Heka, which is probably pre-dynastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did Michael Kopf ever finish what he was saying?
And
I'm
Michael,
enjoying the,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm enjoying the conversation where it's going. But one thing I was going to add is, blue is associated with power. And I find it interesting in modern times that our Navy, the U.S. Army's service uniform, the dress uniform for the Air Force, and Coast Guard is all blue. And so it's, and who are the branches that go in first? The Navy,
Hey,
Air
hey,
Force, the
hey,
Army.
Army, which what I was, lean green fighting machine. Yeah.
So I just, pointing out that, as, we're talking about blue and being, outward in space and everything it also has impacts here on Earth and is used in special ways here on Earth as well. And it is interesting to me that when we look at the stars, a lot of the stars at night, some nights are yellowish, some nights are whitish, some nights are bluish. And so it's interesting how they change colors depending on where you're at and what the conditions of the sky is.
There's the skies of Mars, which is associated with the color red, which is associated with blood and war since remote antiquity, is actually often the skies on Mars are blue. All the pictures we see from NASA are essentially black and white pictures that are color coded. You don't transmit from Mars to Earth, which takes 9 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that.
Well,
So it's easier to do black and white and then colorize it based on the density. I mean, I don't know the details of that. I'm not a technical person. I couldn't even get my own image on the screen before we came on. But apparently, if you do true color, the skies of Mars are as blue as the skies of Earth. The surface is, well, they say red. It's actually rust colored. But they have blue skies even up there. So maybe there was life there long ago. Maybe even we came from there.
I've heard tales of both, and they're remarkable.
And one other serious SIRIUS, not seriously, folks. There is a ritual in one of my books, I think it was Secret Rituals of the Men in Black, where the only time you can successfully do this ritual is at the helical rising of Sirius, which is usually June 21st. I mean, it can overlap into the 22nd, but that's the only time it works. And I know people who've tried it at other times, and I say, silly rabbit.
For kids.
Exactly. I'll shut up now.
And when I was when I was ghost hunting, sometimes we would take pictures of blue orbs or red orbs or black orbs. And orbs can be almost anything, but if you can show that it has intelligent movement, that was something that we can deem as paranormal. But there was times where we would capture blue orbs.
Awesome. There's enough here for several follow-up shows, so I'm going to be putting those together for the weeks and months ahead. Next time, regardless of whether everything clicks with a publisher, I do want to focus on Alan's book, Sorcerers and Sorcerers. I haven't read it, so we'll just do a blind.
You should read it first. You may not want to do it.
Well,
It's mostly nostalgia about the great days of ufology.
and I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to read it first. But if not, we'll just plunge ahead into the unknown. And I want to thank everybody for being here and for contributing to this topic. My brain is moving in a lot of different directions. As I stated earlier, I have several initiatives that I started. One is on the under the color blue. One is the constellation Hercules and the surrounding stars and all the occultism that's accreted around those things. Right now, I'm working on the upside down crown that's next to the normally upside down Hercules. And that's the crown of the Elohim from the Theosophists. There's a lot of occultism around that, so I'm playing with that, and several people are playing with me. I think we've done a few shows on it. If anyone wants to focus on Blue Angels, let me know, and we'll plan more shows about Blue Angels with Ammon. And if anyone wants to do a cultural thing on blue, as several of you have done, we'll dedicate programs to that as well, and that'll fit into what I'm currently my big master plan. So we're going to go around and everyone can share their contact information, and we'll start with Michael Kopf.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you.
So
Real quick, another blue that we didn't mention constellation-wise is the Pleiades. It's one of the only blue constellations out there. And my contact information is on my link tree. You can also find me on Facebook under Michael Kopf. And I'm on YouTube, Rumble, and if you have a hard time finding me, ask Paul and Hercules. They both know how to find me. Paul puts me on IMDb, so, you can find me that way too.
And happy birthday, happy Ides of March, happy birthday to other people who share the same birthday. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
To Setna of Khemet. Setna, how can people find you and enter your world?
Well, lately my world is Today's Witch magazine. You can reach me. You can get all my different articles. My art gallery is in there also, and there's a half-page ad for Phone a Wizard, my services. You can get me on Facebook at Michael K. Waterman, my other incarnation. You can get me at Pernitero Temple on Facebook or Phone a Wizard. You can also reach me. I would say by email if you want, mkwaterman@icloud.com. And I'm on a bunch of other books and things and, those ways. If you wish to reach me by phone, 516-650-3691. Give me a holler.
Thank you very much. And Paul.
Yes. You can reach me on 3 different podcasts. One by Hercules Invictus, All Things Paranormal, Ghost Wankers. We changed the name from The Waiting Room to Ghost Wankers because there was too many waiting room podcasts. Daniel Diva podcast. So those are the 3 podcasts I work with. You can find my articles in Paranormal Underground Magazine, Phenomena Magazine out of England, Outer Limits Magazine, UnX Magazine, Ghost Buzz Magazine. I have a bunch of ebooks on the Internet Archive, Google Books, Google Play. And if you want the printed books, look at Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. And you can reach me just by simply Googling Paul Dale Roberts, and everybody can take one of my business cards. There's one, and there's another. So, and also too, when I invited everyone to this room, I think Ellen took something. I had a little Robbie the Robot. It's missing now. So, Ellen, if you have it, can you please?
I do have one of those. My eldest son gave it to me years ago, but it's not yours, I don't think.
Okay. All right. Okay. I saw your hands in your pockets, but okay.
Alan, you crow.
I bow my head in shame.
Ammon, how can people reach you?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Hercules. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Setna. I appreciate that. We're told also that Archangel Michael is working on the Blu-ray. We've discussed that a number of times, Hercules. And Diane Diane, about a couple years ago, she put forth a prophecy that on April 13th of 2026, that's less than a month from now, she said that Archangel Michael, also known as the local universe father in the Urantia book and Zeus, according to our information, he's going to be giving a special blessing to everyone on the earth whose hearts are open to receive that blessing. On April 13th, 2026, he will come in the spirit to give a special message and a special blessing to those who are open to his blessing.
I will post that. If you can send me the information, personal message or an email, I'll make sure I have it in front of me, and I'll post something on Facebook and social.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And michaelduncan1@hotmail.com is my email. We have a YouTube channel, Michael and Diane Duncan. It's Dunkin, like Dunkin' Donuts. And that's 2 N's in Diane. So Michael and Diane Duncan. And then I have 5 albums and an EP on download and streaming sites, my song albums. Just Google Reverend Michael Duncan and you can find my song albums. And then the book, our book, Diane's and my book, League of Azure Blue Angels, will be coming out digitally, like I said, in about 3 weeks, and then paperback in about a month or so. Thank you.
Fantastic. And again, we miss Diane, and I know her boss, even though she's still in your life, which is good. She's not right here, so I can understand.
Oh, let me just show a picture to everyone really quickly.
Sure.
I wanted to show you. Here's a lovely picture of Diane. That was about a year ago. That's in front of our house, in front of our hibiscus tree. And that was about a year and a half ago. Just a lovely lady. And she's in blue, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hercules, so much. Thank you.
And thank you so much. And Alan Greenfield, how can people enter your strange and wonderful world?
Well, I post daily on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, Tumblr, and something called Threads, which reminds me of a movie about nuclear apocalypse, but that's not what it's about, you know. And my books, well, I don't have any control over my books, but the ones that are in print, which is most of them, you can get through Amazon. That would be my preference because they pay quickly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Or Barnes and Noble, or as I like to put it, wherever fine books are sold. And what else do you need? You can reach me any day of the week as long as I'm around. Oh, and I do apparently have a website too that is under the really original name alangreenfield.org.
Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. And I encourage everybody to look up everybody here because it is an awesome experience. These are awesome people. Before we close, I have 2 things to share. One thing is that Mark Brinkerhoff was not able to join us tonight with his wife, Phyllis, but he left me an email and recounted that he's met blue beings several times in his outer space adventures and on the ship, and that he even met Krishna, who's a blue space being, several years back. So he says that they look like regular humans for the most part, except that they're blue. And I'm adding to opportunities that are available here if anyone wishes to take them, is I'm doing a real life superhero thing. As everyone knows, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. So I'm fighting that, of course, with everything I have in every way I can think of. But in the interim, I was debating how much I should pull back from my normal activities. So I took a break from some things for a while, including local politics and local health initiatives and things like that. So I asked for a sign, and I'd already started working on the cerulean sphere and related theosophical stuff. And I also, because of my name, I wind up as a comic book character in like Marvel and DC. Everybody, there's like tons of versions of Hercules. I'm another version of Hercules. So I decided to become an Avenger of some sort. So as I was looking for organizations, I found that Parkinson's disease has the Parkinson's Disease Avengers. So I call that and contact them. And in the process of reading about them and looking them up, and now, yes, I am a PD Avenger. Their goal is to obliterate Parkinson's disease, but in the meanwhile, to raise awareness and understanding of Parkinson's disease. And how they're doing it is on April 11th or 12th, they're having places shine a blue light on public buildings throughout the planet.
Wow.
Since I'm working with the Blu-ray, that seemed very appropriate. And in the Theosophical Blu-ray, the energy is represented by white lightning tinged with blue. So their symbol is a blue color with a white thunderbolt. So I figured that's perfect for me to mean yes. So I'm proceeding with that. So now I am an Avenger, like the other Hercules from Marvel Comics, and I'll be doing Avenger type of things. If anybody here wants to join that real life superhero initiative, you're welcome there too. I'll be building a show around that as well.
Nice.
You're a variant of Hercules. You're one of the variants.
How you doing?
I'm another version, yes.
Yes.
Yes, and I just wanted to, Ammon, when you mentioned Archangel Michael, you clicked in my head, he's always pictured with the flaming blue sword.
Yeah, right. Blu-ray.
And Michael Kopf will be joining our Order of Michael, because he's a Michael too. So he'll be on our next show together.
Awesome. That's great.
And nobody talked about the song Sung Blue, and no one talked about the famous Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra.
That's what we.
Or Blue Moon. How about Blue Moon?
Oh, Blue Moon. Yes.
Or am I blue?
Or a blue Christmas. I mean, let's go.
Blue velvet.
Oh my God. Michael
dear.
Kopf is
God.
related to Frank Sinatra.
Why not?
And Andy Sinatra by, you don't want to go there.
Isn't that a cab driver in Hoboken? Yeah.
Onwards, I'm looking forward to touching upon all these topics in part 2 of Blue Beings. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much.
God bless everybody.
Life, health, and
God
prosperity.
bless.